The Chattahoochee River was the last great natural barrier between Sherman's advancing armies in Atlanta. The river essentially served as a moat to the north and the west, and it would be very difficult for Sherman's armies to cross. The Chattahoochee River wasn't particularly deep, but it was swift and high-banked and could only be forded at certain select places, and these were well defended by the Confederate Army. It forced Sherman to condense his broad front to a single column at specific points so that his armies could funnel across the river. A pontoon is a shallow draft boat capable of supporting a heavy load. The armies on both sides in the Civil War used pontoons to build temporary bridges to cross rivers. The Union cavalry, commanded by Brigadier General Edward M. McCook, used a canvas pontoon. This was lightweight and portable and could be carried in an ordinary six-mule army wagon. The frame was hinged and collapsible, so you folded up the frames and loaded it in the wagon with the canvas cover and the various wood pieces that formed the temporary wooden roadway when you got down to the river. Pontooniers were capable of spanning a river in a very short amount of time. The classic example is an impatient Union general directed his pontooniers to cross the Chattahoochee River in an hour. They did it in an hour and 8 minutes. McCook's people weren't quite that efficient. It took them a couple of hours to bridge the Chattahoochee River at Smith's Ferry, but then again, they were laboring under difficulties because the pontoon train was strung out for miles behind them, and it took a while to get all the boats to the front and assembled, but probably about 2 hours was how long it took.
On July 25, 1864, General William T. Sherman ordered cavalry commanders Stoneman and McCook east and west to meet at Lovejoy Station to destroy the Macon and Western Railroad, the only remaining railroad supplying Atlanta. McCook used his pontoons during this raid at Turner's Ferry, so that his cavalry could move down the west bank of the Chattahoochee River without being detected by the Confederate cavalry. They used pontoons a second time to recross the Chattahoochee River at Smith's Ferry. Once they crossed at Smith's Ferry, McCook ordered the pontoons left in the water for 24 hours to deceive the Confederates into thinking that they might be coming back that way. McCook also ordered Major Nathan Payne and the 1st Wisconsin Cavalry toward Campbellton to distract any pursuing Confederates. Payne's men were met by nearly an entire Confederate brigade commanded by Colonel Thomas Harrison, and while Payne charged, he was shot and mortally wounded by a musket ball.